Hey, what's up YouTube? We're the Last Call Beer Blog. I am Chuck Woodlog, and this is Kevin.
Yeah, just Kevin.
Just Kevin.
I'm just Kevin.
Always just Kevin. Anyway, today we're going to do smoked beers, man.
Smoked beers.
Smoked beers.
Hence the attire.
Hence the attire.
And now
I am Chuck Woodlog. I like smoked beers and or smoking.
he's a lumbersexual.
I'm a lumbersexual. So the thought is, well, I mean, I do love smoking, and I am, in fact, quite fond of the lumber. But, you know, I thought forests made me think of forest fires.
Yeah.
Made me think of Smokey the Bear. Made me think of smoked beer.
Smoked beer, Smokey the Bear. See, I think Smokey the... Yeah, okay, I'm
So
with
you
you.
see where I'm going?
I do see where you're going. You
Yeah.
just said smoking and beer, so I've got a packet of cigarettes and a beer on my shirt. But,
All right,
but you know, I see where you went with that.
the outdoor smoked beer enthusiast versus the urban smoked beer enthusiast.
Sure,
Right,
sure.
so you can see where we're going there. Anyway, we won't linger on this one too long.
No. So we've got a straight up versus today, don't we?
Yeah, all visual puns aside, we do have our first head-to-head going on here. So what we're doing today is Beavertown's Smog Rocket Smoked Porter
versus
the 5 Points Brewing London Smoke, which is, again, a smoked porter. So if you're not familiar with the style, smoked porters are derived from the German Rocksbier style, where the malt is actually smoked as well as toasted, imbuing the beer with an inherent kind of campfire flavour.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, well, I mean, my mouth tastes like a campfire most of the time, so why not my beer? Anyway.
What are we going to dig into first?
Alright, so first one's going to be the Smog Rocket, I think.
Yep.
Beavertown, they're kind of the big new kids on the block.
Classy looking can there.
Yeah, all of their packaging is basically pretty bosh. Rather than playing favourites, we won't go into too much detail about that. We'll just stick to the beer here.
Yep. This is hipster's favourite, isn't it? Beavertown. They're cool.
I
They're
hate
with
that
it.
term, man.
But
I hate
I'm
that term.
tough titties.
What's a hipster?
You are a hipster.
Yeah, but what's a hipster?
Just you.
It's just me.
Just you.
Just me, YouTube. Just me. Not you. Just me.
Just
Anyway,
him. Just him.
Yeah. Anyway, F off. Anyway, so the Smog Rocket, it's a 5 point... it's a 5.4% smoked porter. So basically, derived from the Rocksbier style.
Oi!
Basically, what you're looking for is the familiar chocolatey kind of nutty goodness that comes with any porter. But
You gonna crack into this? Let's
yeah,
get
absolutely.
going.
But with the added extra of like a nice, delightful smoky flavour. So if you're not familiar with the brand, Beavertown started out at Duke's Brew and Q here in our suburb of Hackney in London, just as a barbecue joint. So it seems fitting that in addition to smoking copious quantities of meat, amongst probably other things, that they should also choose to smoke the malt with which they make their in-house beer. So this one has become kind of a perennial favourite on the craft beer scene. God, I don't know how much more info to
I don't
want to bore everyone out there.
No, but as you can see, true to the beer's reputation as being hipster favourite, we're pouring into jam jars with handles, which is probably not the best beer receptacle for tasting.
You've probably never seen a jam jar with a handle. In actual point of fact, I don't think they ever come with one, but...
Tell me where you got these from.
These are yours, bro.
These are mine.
these are actually yours.
All right. What are we getting? First of all, it's dark. It's dark. It's got kind of quite a dark head.
Quite a dark head.
Yeah. What colour would you call that though?
Black.
No, the head.
Oh right, that. That looks like the inside of a Mars bar.
That's gold. Inside of a Mars bar.
No.
It's not.
I think you'll find that's more of a brown.
Yeah, it is more of a brown, but that's a great description.
Gold is more
on
of
that.
a crunchy.
Yeah, well, but the head looks like a crunchy, right? It's got that kind of
No,
aerated
it's like the
feel.
inside of a Mars bar.
No, it's
We
the
all
color
know
of
this.
the texture looks like the inside of a crunchy.
No, that's gold. This is the colour of a Mars bar. Jesus Christ, do you see what I'm working with here? Anyway, colour aside, the beer's black. That looks like the inside of a Mars bar.
With the texture of a crunchy.
And it I'll bloody end you. Alright, it does actually smell like chocolatey goodness.
Really smells chocolate. I'm getting, smoky chocolate. I can't say much more than that, really, off their head, because the smokiness really is overpowering anything else. Slight maltiness,
Do you
hoppy.
think it's overpowering? Because I don't actually think, like, in terms of the smoked beers that I've actually tried before, this doesn't, I mean, it's not an almighty smoky smell. I'm still getting kind of the porter characteristics of it. I'm getting like a chocolatey kind of nougat
Really?
sweetness. Yeah, absolutely, man.
See, at a push, I'd go for kind of almost dried fruits, kind of like a raisiny kind of smell I can get in there.
No, I'm with you on that one. I picked that one up myself.
But perhaps my kind of non-trained nose really just gets smacked around the face with the smoke, and there's not much else I can smell there. I know it's going to be good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so
It's not a bad thing. All I can smell is smoke.
Depending on what your palate's fixed like, you're either going to get a lot of smoke or you're going to get some chocolatey kind of nougat caramel characteristics coming to the fore on the nose, on the palate. Let's find out. That is a malty, a caramelly melange. Malty caramelly melange.
Melange.
Yeah, woodsmen use words like melange. Woodsmen are actually very well read, my friend.
Oh, are they now?
Well,
They're on Swanson up in the corner.
well, there's sod all else to do with it, even. Once the hunting's done.
Yep, by the campfire. And that's what this tastes like. Like that. Almost peaty. Almost.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a Lefroy peatiness going on there, but I mean, the smoke doesn't smack you about the face. It's not overpowering or overbearing by any stretch. It's definitely there, but it kind of sits at the back palate. It does, on first quaff, just drink like a really solid porter.
Yeah.
It does have a very thick, mealy kind of palate to it.
It does, but it's not kind of like thick, kind of oatmeally thick. It's
No, it's not. It's not like an oatmeal stout or a milk stout. It doesn't kind of like coat your mouth.
But to go back to one, it is you get that velvety kind of smoothness. It's helped by the head that kind of just helps it slide down there. But it's a delight in the mouth. A delight in the mouth.
That's what she said. Yeah, I'm into it. So for me, it's labelled as a smoked porter. The smokiness isn't at the forefront. It doesn't wallop you about the face. It is definitely a very workable porter. And I get a lot of that malty chocolate characteristic there. There's a bit of caramel going on. And it does have quite a thick kind of mouthfeel. I really like this. It's good, man.
Yeah. It's extremely drinkable. I don't know what more I can say about it other than I want to finish this right now, but...
Yeah, we're doing a head-to-head here.
So we have another beer up in here.
Alright, so the other beer that we're going to trial head-to-head is another London smoked porter, again from the Roxbeer style. It's the 5 Points Brewing London Smoke. Now, this beer was originally brewed for Collabfest 2014 in conjunction with Brewdog in Shoreditch. Now, the tasting notes on this one say that you're going to get a lot of dark chocolate and again that kind of caramelly nougat kind of flavours to the fore. It's a little bit higher in ABV, this one.
How much higher?
This one's actually 7.8.
7.8.
The Snow Rocket was 5.4.
Alright.
So it's not out of this world, but I mean, if you were to spend a night on either of them, then you get. I think you're definitely going to feel this one first.
Beautiful head on that.
I'll give mine a shot there.
I'd say crunchy bar texture with
not as much
with a Mars bar colour.
You're mixing your metaphors there, buddy. This one is not so much smoke off the top when you open it.
Not at all.
But
there's definite carbonation in there. And what's the bottling date we've got on this? 7th of August. So it's been in the bottle for a wee while.
now you actually managed to get a fair bit of head off your one, but with me, not so much. I've actually got a bit of a smaller head.
And I would say it's quite it's
But that said,
it's not a tight head. It's quite loose.
there's some big bubbles in there. But again, it's not the kind of like big open lacing that you'd see with a lager. Again, it has a similar sort of colour to the Smog Rocket. Really, really dark browny red hues. The head itself is actually much darker than it was with the Smog Rocket.
That is true.
On the nose, this one is much more candied fruit peel.
Well,
I'm getting much more candied fruit peel off this one, and much more kind of sweetness on the nose than I did with the Smog Rocket.
I mean, yes, I had a sip there, but that's purely because my nose was dunking into it as I was sniffing it.
The Belgian dip.
The Belgian dip, yes. The Gaelic dip. But your candied fruit peels, that sweetness, I'm not really getting that, but that may just be my
I kind of
blurred
jumped the gun on
senses.
you. I just wanted to dive right in there.
All right, well, cheers.
This one again, I mean, it's a smoked porter, but I'm not getting like wallops of smokiness. Now,
I'm less smoke. Less smoke
but
than
less
the
smoke
Smog Rocket.
than the Smog Rocket. No, I just want to say that I don't think that's actually a bad thing.
No.
You
don't want anything overpowering it.
Well, I don't want to feel like I'm drinking asphalt or
No.
I don't want to feel like I'm breathing in a roadworks over here.
No.
It's there. It's just kind of lingers on the palate. But at the front, I am getting definitely more of the kind of bitter cocoa flavours.
It's like, today, I built a fire today, right? Like a coal fire. And I was kind of at it, building it, set it on fire, walked away. And when I got downstairs, I can sniff my arms. Well, I can smell it on me. And I can sniff my arms. You can smell that kind of smokiness. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not like you're sat in front of that fire, just getting that smoke in your face. It's kind of just a lasting kind of odour that kind of follows you around. It's there, but it's not kind of ever present. It's just every now and then you get this little sniff of it, and it's warming, it's comforting. It reminds you of kind of open fires, being in kind of nice cozy boozers. It's all those things without being as you say, just your beer has been set.
Well,
on
there
an open
are
fire.
smoked beers out there where you actually feel like you're drinking bacon. Like they're really salty, smoky, savoury beers. I don't think either of these two could be described.
No, they've stayed true to their porter roots. Although I wonder, maybe a topic for another beer blog, but when a porter becomes a stout, because I always thought it was due to ABV.
Well,
a 7.8%.
As the story goes, basically the difference between a stout and a porter is that a stout should have a higher ABV, and they were originally branded as being stout porters. A porter, as a style, was a beer that was brewed in Victorian times for the market porters that were common at the time. Guys who would basically carry groceries home for you or carry goods from market to market. And they needed, these were often kind of ne'er-do-wells of society. They didn't have a lot of money. And whatever
we do know personally several common present-day market porters, and I think the same would apply.
I don't want to call them ne'er-do-wells, but it was a really hard physical job, and so they wanted a beer style that kind of slaked their thirst, but also provided them with kind of nourishment that they might not necessarily
slightly mealy,
Yeah, that they might not necessarily be able to afford from basic food goods, really. So you could always scrape together a few pennies for a pint of beer, and this is kind of, I guess, Victorian London's version of a Belgian nourishment ale. Really mealy, really thick, highly calorific, and generally a little bit higher in ABV. Just something to get the fucking working man through his day. And these are definitely true to that style. They really are. I've got to be honest. I don't know that there's too much between them. I was expecting to see a huge difference.
I've got a clear winner, and it's not what I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest. Definitely, I'm going to go with the Smog Rocket. I think it delivers on what it says it is. If I want a porter, I think there's better examples of a porter out there than either of these two. But I'm going to go smoked porter, which is what we're looking at right now. As a head-to-head versus each other,
right.
Definitely I'm going to go with that.
I'm actually going to disagree with you. I'm going to say the 5 points. And the reason that I really like this is because this gives me that kind of really bittersweet, dark kind of cocoa flavour to the fore. And that's what I was really looking for. In my head, both of them were just going to be big, oaky, smoky jobs. Neither of them are, and that hasn't disappointed me. But what I am getting from this one that I'm maybe not getting from the Smog Rocket is just that bitter cocoa, and that to me, I love chocolate, man, and it's a hands down winner for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, there we go. That's our verdict. This has been Last Call Beblog.
Still is.
It still is. We'll see you again soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Jobs are good.